seem to love when I look at older stuff. So don't worry, I do have this on the way. This is Bruticus Maximus, and before we go over that, let's just go over the components because combiners and stuff. This is a repaint of the Energon toys for Revenge of the Fallen, and they keep their original G1 names. However, Blastoff's the brown tank and Swindle's the chopper. I refuse to call them that, so I just switched their names because it just makes more sense in my head anyways. These little guys are cool. They make really neat desk figures. Honestly, I prefer the look of the chopper guys over the tank dudes. Something about the way the tank dude seems very knockoff designy to me. It's hard to explain. I just like the way the choppers look more, and I think the tanks look weird in robot form. As these are Energon repaints, they come with their Energon stars too, and their Energon weapons, oh my god, clear plastic. I'll try not to sneeze while shooting this review so that I don't break them, because, you know, clear plastic. I'm just kidding. The jokes aside, these are very weird weapons that are very awkward for them to hold, especially the chopper dudes, because they don't have a handle in the middle, they have handles on the sides. So they look stupid holding. I don't display these guys in robot form anyways, but if I did, I wouldn't display them with these weapons because they just look weird. The little guys aren't lacking in detail because they have a lot of surface detailing on them. However, because these are movie toys and they need to fit in with that quote-unquote realistic aesthetic, they lose a lot of that bright vibrance that the Energon set was known for. Big Bot Barricade slash Onslaught slash whatever they're calling him for this set, I believe it's Onslaught, here looks pretty sick, but the backpack. Okay, so in my comments of a lot of the shorts I've done with this figure, not a lot, but some of the people say, hey, it collapses more, you're doing it wrong. This is how the instructions say to do it, plus it tabs in here. The head is inside there, and so there's no way to compress it more than this. So this is how the backpack is. I don't know. He has a monster wart on his back, and the heels kind of suck, so a lot of times he just falls right over. It still looks the part, and I really like this deluxe. It's just a pain to stand sometimes. As a set here, they look really good together. However, I did just notice Onslaught doesn't come with any guns. Pain. You get the standard fare of articulation with these guys. Nothing too fancy, but just enough joints to pull off some okay poses. They are Energon toys, so what do you really expect? Their transformations are simple and fun. They're super easy to convert, and they make for great fidget toys. I will say my Onslaught has a bit of like the creaky and stiff joint syndrome, so I would watch out for that if you buy this brand new, because that's what I did, and I got this guy with creaky, stiff joints. Vehicle mode opinions for me are swapped. I like the tanks more, and that's just because the choppers have legs just hanging out the side there, and that looks weird, and the arms as well. It's not bad at all, it's just the tanks look better to me. The vehicles look good all around, especially Onslaught's. I love the missile truck he turns into. Very akin to the G1 Onslaught being like a mortar truck with a place you can put a tank on. Again, they are Scout slash Deluxe and Deluxe scale, so if you wanted a frame of reference, Warputh. But the main event, the reason you're all here, the reason most of you buy this set, is the combine mode. For the tanks, you legit just rotate the turret and that's it. For the choppers, it requires more steps, but it's still fun. Tabbing the arms into the legs can be a bit of a faff though, so just keep that in mind. For Onslaught, you do have to basically put him into like 60% robot mode and flip him around to form the front, and you're left with Bruticus Maximus. I just call him Bruticus. This looks cool. I prefer using both choppers as arms because both my chopper figures hate being feet and he just kind of falls over, so I keep the choppers as arms. But I want to get my biggest issue out of the way right now. He has no elbows and that makes me sad. Okay, moving on. This thing actually looks imposing. It's not the biggest combiner by any means, it's just about old leader size, if not a little bit bigger. But he does look imposing enough for your Scouts and Deluxes. It's just a cool thing. It's hard to explain how epic this thing is without handing it to you, which I can't do because COVID, but it's a nice, sturdy, solid figure. It stands, it poses, it looks nice. It's, I was gonna say clean, but it's a movie toy, so it's not really quote unquote clean, but it's really cool to look at. Yes, the hands and feet are stupid, and the Fans Project set really helps with that, but man, it's like 200 plus Canadian dollars on eBay to buy the Fans Project sets. And so I'm not paying that much. No thanks. That's too much money for those. I'm hoping TFCon Toronto is open in December. I hope our restrictions in Ontario start to lower and lower because they're doing that right now, knock on wood. So hopefully I can get there. I want to try and find those sets for a decent price at TFCon. I'm hopeful. If I do, I will make sure to make a video about it. But yes, I would say go out and get one if you can. They aren't the most expensive thing on a place like eBay. And now I want to get Constructicon Maximus because he looks really cool, and he can actually have elbows. If you use both the cranes as elbow or as arms, you can flip the waists around and use them as elbows. That's just, why couldn't they have just done that with the choppers? I don't, or the tanks. The tanks don't have waist swivels, but could easily be used as arms if they had elbows. I don't know. Anyways, complaining aside, I do quite like this thing, and I would recommend you get one. I'd say get the Energon one if you had to pick, because it's just a nicer colored figure. But if you want a more movie realistic style, this one's pretty good too. But that's been my look at Bruticus Maximus. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, linked below, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.